What's up guys, Josh from Extreme Truck and Auto. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. I'm actually going to be going over the tools that I carry in my Jeep and kind of why. They're all sitting here behind me on the table. Now the reason why I have so many is with my mechanical skill set, it doesn't really make sense for me to run around with bare bone tools. But at the same time, I don't want to have too many tools and either A, not be able to fit it to where I need it, or B, where it just takes up too much space and I should basically have a service body at that point. Like I was saying before, is these are the basic tools that I kind of carry. Not only just tools, but as you see, I got some wire and some electrical connectors as well. Now, let's start on the left, just work our way left to right. This video should be pretty short. So the first thing I'm going to carry on me is if you don't have, for example, like a T-tool, I'm not a huge fan of them because they take up a lot of space and they're kind of awkward to store. You're going to want to have a set of sockets, preferably deep well in my opinion, 19, 21, and 22, or 3/4, 13/16, and 7/8. The reason is those are going to be your basic lug nut sizes. Unless you drive a German vehicle, then that'll be a 17. That's always something I can add in, but I don't own any German vehicles, so I'm not really worried about it. And then the next thing I have is the little fuel nozzle for my jerry can. Pretty self-explanatory. I need a way to dump it into a vehicle. Then we're moving on into the electrical section. So I have a multimeter, which will help me diagnose the problem. I got a set of wire crimps, and also they have the strippers built in. These are OTC, guys. I love these things. They're small, they do everything. I have a set in my toolbox here at work, and I recommend them to everyone. When it comes to electrical connectors, we basically have our basic kit of, you know, everything from small to big, quick taps, all that, so that way we can get it going, at least get it going and back on the road. And then we got a pair of scissors. You never know when you're going to need scissors. And then final thing is your zip ties for electrical and your wire dikes. Moving on down, a couple of things I have is a set of channel locks. I do like these because they're almost like a fit anything size. Then I have our basic set. One thing I do want to add is a bigger set. One thing working day to day as a mechanic that I find useful are vice grips. Whether it's to hold something to something, pinch off a brake line, whatever, these things come in handy. Moving on to screwdrivers, I have several different sizes. I like to have everything from your pocket screwdrivers, which can help take off electrical connectors, to your bigger screwdrivers, which can actually be used as a pry bar. Every roadside kit, whether it's this in depth or not, in my opinion, needs a flashlight. You need to be able to see what you're doing at night, during the day, under a vehicle. One thing I did forget to mention on the electrical side is I have some extra wire. It's got both power and ground in there. I have interior tools in here. I have actually used this kit on my own vehicle. I was shutting the door one day and the window regulator ended up breaking. So I was able to use the interior tools plus the tools I had here to get that replaced in my driveway, no problem. When it comes to Allen and Torx, I like to have both kits. I need to add a metric set of the Allen, but I have your Torx and then your standard. That'll cover pretty much anything when it comes to those. You really needed to, you could take these apart and then combine them with the vice grip. I have a paint pen. I always find paint pens useful, whether it's marking bolts or if you need to write yourself any sort of information, it's easy to write on. This is one of the kind of chalk pens. If you need to write on a window or whatnot, it'll come off really easily. Moving on to the wrenches, a basic set of wrenches. Bought these off of Amazon. They're really nothing special. Anything that's not covered here will be able to be covered with an adjustable wrench. I do want to add a standard set to this. Now for hammers, I have a claw hammer just because it's extra and I have one laying around, and then also I have a ball peen. Now I find ball peens a little more useful if it's getting like set screws off of rotors for brakes, if you have to do those on the side of the road for whatever reason. And then yes, I know this is a trim tool, but you can scrape with it and you can also pull nails and stuff out of tires with it, so I find that really handy. I just bought a basic set of sockets from, I believe it was O'Reilly's. It's got standard on this side, metric on this side, basically every size you're gonna need. I threw a extension, actually a couple extensions in there, and a wobble. I have a deck of cards. The reason is you never know when you're gonna have to wait on the side of the road or somewhere for a vehicle to come. It gives you something to do. I do have a janky knife sharpener, bottle opener. And then I have a fuel line disconnect tool. You never know when you might need to disconnect a fuel filter, fuel line, something like that to sort out a problem. That'll make that possible. What I am gonna go over is what I need to add to this. So like I had mentioned earlier, is a bigger set of vice grips and a bigger set of channel locks. I do want to add a set of pry bars. They don't have to be the best pry bars in the world, but I would not go with super cheap ones because you will bend them. Then we're gonna go air compressor, a plug kit, extra razor blades for my knife, and then the last thing I don't have here is you're gonna need something to store all your tools in. So I have a tool roll. This thing's just a rugged tool roll I picked up off of Amazon. It was like 15-20 bucks. And then a tool bag to carry like all your connectors, multimeter, stuff like that. You can even throw the tool roll in this tool bag, which I really like. It's from SOE. I got that with one of my orders. So I just use it to carry tools in. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the tools that I have inside the Jeep. This kit will always be changing. I might add some stuff, I might take some stuff out. If there's anything that you guys feel like I've missed or I need to add to this, go ahead and shoot it down in the comments. Throw me a subscription and I will catch you guys on the next one.